everybody. Welcome back to Stereoscope Rewind, the podcast where we talk TV, movies, because film school was too expensive, but this microphone was only $75. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Amy.
Hello, Amy. How are you doing? Wait. You look a little different today. Why do you look different?
Do I have a glow?
You have a little bit of a glow to you. I can't figure it out. What? Hold on. I can't see. I'm blinded by the giant wedding ring. That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you. I got an extra bit of bling on my finger.
Got some more bling now? That's fantastic.
Yes. Thank you. I am an honest woman now.
Oh boy, that's good. You got me on that one. Oh, how's it been this week? Have you heard wife a lot? Have you been saying husband?
Yes, I've been saying husband, but
good.
Mike is all about the my wife thing.
My wife.
He's been walking around in a Borat voice saying, my wife.
My wife.
My wife. And then he made us breakfast on Monday, and we were just zonked on Monday. And we were just couch potatoing it. And he made me eggs and toast. And he brought it. And he said, here you go, wife. I made you breakfast, wife. And then he's been saying, good night, wife. Good morning, wife. How was your day at work, wife? So he's getting my wife in far more than I'm getting my husband in. But yeah, it's really cute. I especially like the Borat version of it.
Oh, man. And I have a lot of friends who've been married. Has the ring thing come to him yet? Or does he still spin it and... He kind of is weird. Because did he wear any rings beforehand?
No, he's not a jewelry guy.
He's not a jewelry guy. So he's probably having that thing where, like, it's weird.
Yeah, he spins it with his thumb. He did forget to wear it yesterday. And I sent him a picture of it.
Uh-huh.
Losing some makeup here. I sent him a picture of it. And he said, I know, I forgot today. But he wears it all day long. He loves wearing it.
Oh, good.
Picked it out himself. He's a fan.
No, it doesn't mean they don't want to wear it. It's just like when guys don't wear rings, there's always that part where they're just kind of like,
He's just not used to it.
Yeah, not used to it yet.
Yeah,
but he will be.
Yeah, so he remembered today, and he went like this before he left the house. He put his hand in front of my face and said, I remembered today.
I did it.
Yeah, so.
I did it. My wife. I did it. My wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
It's very cute.
Well, that is very exciting. I am super happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, after all that positivity and excitement, let's go right into Last of Us.
Let's go to
Season
Murderous
2, Episode 7.
Murderous Rage.
Let the revenge tour continue. Oh, so what did you think of this episode, Amy?
Overall, I thought it was very stressful.
Yes, I agree with you there.
So stressful. I was on the edge of my seat. But I loved all the determination, and we obviously know Ellie's extremely determined. She wouldn't be on this trip if she wasn't. But it was just like, nothing is going to stop me from this goal. And there were so many close calls, and I was so stressed out. I laughed a little bit. I was stressed out. I cried. I was upset during certain moments. I think it was just like a wide range of emotions.
Oh yeah,
on
makes
this
total
one.
Sense.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Oh, I agree. This episode had a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of, like, you're right. There are very stressful moments, like in the beginning where they're trying to deal with the arrow, and Dina's just like, it just looks painful. The way Ellie, you can see Ellie's not as, she's struggling with why and who and what. And so there was a lot. There was, like, for me, there was a lot happening. But you're right. It was very stressful. And yeah, I agree with you.
Yes. Just like, what are we doing? What's happening?
Right. And then she would, and then she goes, and then she finally heads out.
No, so let's go over your notes. You have fantastic notes.
Okay.
So we talked about the removal of the arrow, which was obviously when everybody was kind of like, maybe we should abandon this mission.
Maybe this is not where we want to be. And then that's where Dina tries to, like, no alcohol. And then,
Jesse picks up on that.
Jesse's like, oh, okay. All right. So he's trying to figure that out. And then they get Dina fixed up. And then Ellie returns. And Jesse's there, and it was so there. And then the next day, they have that cute moment where Dina and Ellie kind of are in the dressing room talking, and that's kind of where you see the show taking that turn, where, like,
It shifts.
Do we
Big
stay?
shift.
Do we go? Should we stay? Should I go?
Yeah. Well, this happens towards the end, but what did
go
you
ahead.
when Ellie and Jesse are walking together to go kind of retrieve Tommy,
Right.
and he confronts Ellie about Dina being pregnant, like he had figured it out, and he's like, was she gonna tell me?
Mm-hmm.
And then they make it. My favorite scene out of the whole episode was when they were up in that building,
Overlooking the city, yeah.
right, trying to figure out where Tommy was.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse gives her this whole speech about the community and don't be selfish. We got to go get Tommy. We have to abandon this mission. And then one of my favorite quotes of the whole series was in that scene. She said, he talks about community and she says, you think you're better than me because you're thinking about your community. She said, let me tell you about my community. My community was beaten to death right in front of me while I was forced to watch. And there's just so much behind that where she's just like, you don't understand.
Right.
And she's like, F you, I'm out of here. I'm doing this on my own.
Yep. Because she sees the aquarium and the whale and the wheel. Whale and the wheel.
The whale and the wheel.
Wheel and the whale.
Thank you, Nora.
Thank you, Nora.
Yeah, well. And then she finds a boat. She sees all the wolves going to that little island, and then she gets on that boat.
She's heading across the bay there, and then the bay gets a storm, and the bay thrashes her.
She capsizes.
She heads onto the island, and then, okay, here come the scars. Oh, boy, good times.
Yes. And then that little kid was like...
Yeah, he was like, done.
Killer.
Killer.
Oh.
And then she got lucky by the explosions because they're attacking the village. And
Ooh.
we may or may not see that next season. I'm sure we will. But
just in the nick of time.
Just in the nick of time. And she drops to the ground and then gets back in the boat.
It's right on a boat and keeps going. And I'm like, oh my God.
Like if I had half of her determination, I would be ruling the world at this point. I'd be ruling the world.
No joke.
If we were as powerful as Ellie is sometimes.
Oh, gosh, no kidding. And then she gets there, she scales that building, she goes in, and then she finds Mel and I forget the guy's name, but she finds Mel and the other gentleman.
Yeah, I think did I put it here?
Abby's guy.
Yeah, Abby's guy. I didn't put it, so it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking.
Yeah. What did you think about that scene?
I liked it because you could see their cracks in the armor. Like people were following. Not everyone was all on board with everything that's happening.
Right.
Oh, and I liked how they showed it where you couldn't really see Mel and that she is pregnant. And the guy she was with, you could tell that Ellie's struggling now with like, is it all destruction? Is is this a good idea? Is it worth it? And then I think when Ellie fires on that guy and the bullet goes through him, because that was a big handgun, it goes through him and then nicks Mel.
Right in the carotid.
Right in the carotid. And she's like, cut it out. And Ellie's like, cut what out? And then she's freaking out. That's when I think she was really struggling with the whole thing, where she didn't totally know. It's starting to catch up with her. The destruction's starting to catch up.
Was that a surprise to you? Because they mentioned in the after show that they didn't have the trying to cut the child out of her in the game. It was just, she was just pregnant and she had gotten killed.
Yeah, no, they didn't really have that. So that was I was wild when she jumped down on her. I was like, whoa, okay. Wow. Yeah.
And you just felt, I felt so bad for Ellie in that moment because that wasn't her intention to kill Mel.
No.
And you could tell she just had a breakdown of,
yes,
oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Yep, and she passed sadly, which was a rough scene. And then Jesse and Tommy run around the corner and pull her out of there. But that scene, time to get out of there, and that was just wow, that was crazy,
heartbreaking scene.
It was heartbreaking.
Well, and Mel was really the only one that was kind throughout. Even in the scene in the cabin with Joel, you could see her and she was like, oof, I don't want to be a part of this.
Right.
And, in a world where you kind of stick with your group because there's a freaking apocalypse going on.
Well, yeah, like what you do, go on your own. Like,
right.
Why would you do that?
So this is her group.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's just wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. Oof. And so we're back at the theater. And she's talking with Tommy and Jesse.
yeah, time to go. Like, we're out of here. We're leaving. We're out of here. And then out of nowhere, they hear a noise in the front room. And I think Jesse is not Jesse. Tommy's kind of being held at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse shoots through the door and gets shot.
Immediately
And dies.
Oh.
Ellie comes through the door and misses. And we realize that Abby has now caught up with Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing
gasped.
it was Ellie. Yeah, and it was like a gasp. And
Jesse.
yeah, Jesse. And we look and Jesse's dead. And then that was just, you're like, oh my gosh.
I know.
As a viewer of the show, he was such a hero, and was trying to do good for all.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't deserve that at all.
It's a really ethical character.
Yep. Really character. Fought for his group.
Yeah.
And he was just like, ah.
And he has a baby on the way.
And yeah. So.
Sad.
Yep. And then they have a whole conversation, and I love that line where Abby was just like, I let you live. I let you live.
And you wasted it.
You wasted it. And then she fires the gun. It goes to black.
Black.
So we don't know if Ellie makes it or not. Let's just say it. She might. And then it cuts Abby in the Wolf's headquarters, and it brings us around to day one of Seattle day one. We're gonna see. I think season 3 will end up being Abby's side of the 3 days and what happened.
You think the whole season?
Yeah, if maybe the whole season, maybe not. I don't know. But it'll definitely. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna do them, and then I think it's gonna come to that moment in the theater.
Okay.
Because in the game, there's a whole thing that happens in the theater between the two of them. So, but that's still not the end of the game, which is crazy. So
you think there might be a 4th season?
I don't. I mean, unless they do some real fast time hopping and time scheduling and time clicking, there's got to be a 4th season, because there's just so much. There's so much left.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think all of the detail and everything that they're putting into with the practical sets and setting up everything, I mean, based on what you said, it's very, very close to the game. So I think there will be a season 4.
Yeah, I think season 4 will help wrap it up. Unless they move Abby's storyline along a little faster, but she does a lot in those 3 days. So there's plenty of game to work with.
There might be. I can't wait to see if they humanize her for us.
Who, Abby?
Yeah, because right now she's
a monster.
A villain monster to us.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before, and I've said it before. I think the best shows and movies are the ones where you can sympathize with the villain. And so I'm kind of hoping they do that for this show. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm not on Abby's side. But
no.
I would like to see her perspective and kind of have a little empathy for her.
Yeah.
I can't say anything.
I can't say a word.
Just trying
I'm kind of biting my tongue because like you are talking about something like I could give you an answer, but I'm not going to.
Don't. Jeff's just smiling and nodding.
I'm just smiling, going, "Yep, yeah, that's a good idea, Amy. We should let the producers know. That's a good idea."
Smile and nod.
Smile and nod. But they definitely wrapped up the season. Kind of. I mean, it's definitely I talked about bridge episodes before. This was definitely a bridge season. Like, it's bridging us to the next thing. And you needed to, like you said, the soul of the game is definitely there. The revenge by Ellie and stuff like that. But yeah, now we get to see kind of Abby's look. That's my guess, and how Abby was surviving. Because by the end of day 3, like, there was that scene where they couldn't find Abby at the Wolves' headquarters in the beginning of the episode. So where is Abby? What's Abby been doing?
What is she doing?
Is she on the hunt for whoever's killing, who killed Nora? And then I'm curious to see, because does she find the people at the aquarium? Like, is the aquarium where she does hide? And then she found them, and then is that why she's now at the theater? Like, how did she track them? Maybe she saw them leave. Like, I'm trying to figure out how she got to the theater. So I have a funny feeling maybe she saw them leave the aquarium. Maybe that's her home base.
Them there.
And then track them to there to then go in and confront them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see why she's even at the aquarium. And not with, maybe they realized after Nora that something was going on and they were hiding out.
They scattered, too. Because I have a feeling if you were part of that group, I personally would totally have somewhere to hide in the city if I.
Oh, sure.
If the whole city's empty, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got to find a room where like it's just me and not I'm not in Wolf headquarters. I'm not at Lumen Field there where the Seahawks no longer play.
And it's really good theater we can hang out in. And
Yeah, go to the theater. Got the cool aquarium. Got all those things. So
I've been to that aquarium.
I know I have too.
Yeah.
I have too. It's super
I had
fun.
to leave after 10 minutes, though, because I felt bad for the animals.
You-
I realized as an adult that I can't go to
aquariums
those
aren't
things.
as cool as they used to be.
Aquariums and zoos. No, I can't do it.
No more aquariums or zoos.
No. Mike and I walked in, and after about 10 minutes, I was like, this is making me sad
You're
for
like,
some reason.
But it does have one of my favorite animal stories that I ever heard at
Okay.
an aquarium. Do you want to hear my
Okay.
fun animal story
I
about
would
the Seattle Aquarium?
I would love
Off
to.
topic, here we go. So if Seattle Aquarium, the octopus is on one side of one room, and the pet tank where kids take their fingers and like pet the starship, the
Yeah.
the rocket ship,
Starship Troopers.
the Starship Troopers. No, like the starfish and
Yes.
and that room.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is they built the tank so high that the octopus could see over the top and see into the pet tank.
Okay.
So the octopus, one night after one left, escaped over the top of the tank, crawled across the floor,
No.
moved into the pet tank, and ate everything in the pet tank.
I mean,
It's an animal. The octopuses are very smart.
very smart.
Very
wow.
smart.
He was like, I've been looking at this buffet for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, here I come.
How do I get over there? I love
here
that
I
he
come.
waited for people to leave.
Yeah, you're like he was like quiet.
Wow.
He's like, let's do this.
He's
So when
like,
we were
"I'm outta
there,
here."
they told us that story, and I thought that was hilarious. So now they've built it like taller, and they enclosed it. And
Preventing
and
the octopi from escaping. Is it octopi?
sure,
Okay.
it's our podcast, so yes, octopi, octopi, yes. So yeah, that's my crazy.
That's great. I love
my-
that story.
Yeah, the octopus is like, oh, it's all mine. I'm taking
I'm out
this.
of here.
Yes,
Buffet time.
It's buffet time. Delicious.
Oh my God.
It's fun to look at. If you ever watch we're such on a side tangent now.
Sorry.
It's fun to go on a lot of the aquariums. The octopus are so smart and so wily, I guess, that they like line the tops of the tanks with like that fake grass and stuff to try and keep them in the tanks. Like they
Wow.
have to do so much to keep them in their tanks.
Well, they
'cause
can
they're-
fit into very small spaces, I've
yeah,
heard.
it's anything. They can move through any hole that's not like their beak is the only thing hard on their body. The beak
so
in
the
their
beak
mouth.
just has to fit.
So if the beak can fit through the hole, they can fit through the hole.
Oof. That's how I feel sometimes when I put on Spanx. It's just like I could do anything. I could
get
fit in. I could fit into anything.
Fit it in there. Fit anything in there. yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. There's your octopus fun fact of the week here.
Fun fact of the week.
You had no idea you were getting one of those.
So funny.
Yeah.
So back to Last of
Yeah.
Us.
Back to
Overall,
Lactose.
let's should we talk about full season since we're on our last episode?
Sure.
So you felt like this was a total like bridge season.
It wasn't a total bridge. I mean, we had to get everyone to Seattle. I mean, the whole game is in Seattle, so it's like
Right.
most of it happens in Seattle, and you had to get there, and we had to, and then the thing I'm enjoying is that when you play the game without giving too much away, if you really buy into the game, some people just play games and they don't care, but I'm a little bit
Sure.
emotional, so I buy into whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You do struggle during the game.
Okay.
Like that'll be a big key in season 3 or season 4 where like this idea that Ellie is like struggling. There's times in the game when they ask you to do things and it's just a game. It's just a game. I
But
know
like
that.
morally and
But like in your brain, you're just kind of like, is there any other way? Like you're trying. That's why I think we're cooked with artificial intelligence, because like this game is totally fake, and I'm still in my head being like, is there another way around this? Like, do you think I could do this instead? Like, do I
Yeah.
really have to deal with this person? So I enjoyed them bringing that idea that she's getting a little like, I don't know how to say it, like not cracks in the armor, but that idea that like she's wavering on her task.
Right. Well, I think it's really interesting. I was wondering when that thing happened with Nora, how she was going to be after that, right? Because they say that something snaps in her. She just kind of becomes focused on this task and doesn't really have any thought about the consequences. She like switches into this mindset. And so I really loved this episode with Mel, with the pregnant woman, because it it brought her back a little bit, whereas Abby went through the same trauma. And she's just gone completely nuts. And so I like that they're keeping Ellie where she's struggling with that moral and ethical dilemma in her, even though she's been through all that trauma. So I really like that.
No, I agree. When I saw her kind of struggle in the aquarium, I was just kind of, I like this. I like how we're kind of juggling this and dealing with this.
Yes. I mean, because she has every reason to snap and be upset, but she still is a good person. So,
yeah, deep down.
But I thought this was a really well-rounded season.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it got us to the point where I want to see them continue. I want to see what happens next. You know, like I was laughing when I say that because I mean I have an idea of what could happen, but I don't know. They might change a little. We don't know. And Abby's side of the story is there's no walk in the park. So,
I bet.
Because she has to battle her way through the city to do things too and deal with the wolves and all that stuff. Or the WLF.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, episode 2 is a heartbreaker, but I really enjoyed this season as a whole. I'm excited to see. Gosh, I hope we get it within the next year.
Let's hope so. I don't know when they start filming.
Hopefully they just keep filming. And they never stop.
That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But that means you have to have your writer's room up and running the whole time. So
true.
hopefully they were writing the whole time.
Ugh.
We could see here. Let's look. Hold on.
Let's look. We're seeing season 4. It's so funny because the 2 quotes we talked about with the ones that you talked about were the one that
season
4.
3. Season 3.
Oh, season 3. That's right. We're only in season 2.
We're in season 2. That's how traumatizing it's been for Amy.
I just don't know where I'm at. I don't know what's happening. Once Pager left, I'm like, what are we doing? I'm just kidding.
What are we doing?
I'm also interested to see what happens with Dina and Ellie because you could see Dina pulling away.
There's a couple reports saying that they're looking like next year to start filming. So it could be it could be a year from now. You're right.
So next year they're going to start filming or it's going to be released?
It says it's not currently filming. And the 3rd season not expected to begin until 2026.
Which means we won't get it till 2027?
No, if they film it in early 2026, they could get it out. They could get it out by the same time they did this time.
Ugh. Okay, well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, because once you start filming, they start editing and it's like a machine. Like you do episode 1 and then they send it to post and then they do episode. So it's
all the things.
Well, I made a few shows. I was part of a few shows. So once they start the machine, they can turn it around pretty quick. Like, it depends on the show and how much special effects and all that stuff. But, from day 1 of shooting, you could turn a show around in 8 weeks. But then you have to prepare, like, how is HBO going to release it? Like, they don't want to release it on top of another show. So then you're dealing with other shows and how are they going to slot it in their calendar? Stuff like that.
I think they've got a couple coming up, probably a new House of Dragons. And I know they're doing a dunk. It's a Game of Thrones thing.
Okay.
Sir Duncan the Tall. So we'll see. Well, I want to say thank you to HBO for keeping us completely wrapped up in all of this for the last 7 weeks.
I agree. Thank you, HBO, for bringing us Last of Us. A smart purchase of the idea. So yeah, I agree. This has been super fun.
It has been, and then shout out to the set designers. What are they called on? Is it just set designer? What is it?
Set designer. Production designer. Set designer.
Yeah.
Production design. Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep, that's the construction team. And then, of course, the grips get it once the show started. And the lighting guys and the gaffer. And all the designers on this show were great.
Fantastic.
And then you have your special effects makeup. You made the clickers.
Yes.
And then I'm not sure if the clickers are stunt people, but if they are, the stunts are involved. It goes with all that prosthetics on. And then in the dark, I'm not sure if they hire regular actors or if they use stunt people. So no, this show. You can tell it's definitely a team effort because there's a lot. There's a lot that can go right and wrong on a show like this.
Sure. I mean, when you're all banding together and super gluing 1,000 rhinestones onto a black wall, everybody's in it together.
Everybody's in it to win it. I know.
Well, it was fun.
And I'm super fun.
I'm sad it's over for, I don't know when we're going to talk about this again, but I'm
hopefully
sad.
we get to talk to it. I know. That's all right. It'll be back. It'll be back on the Stereoscope Rewind next time. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a rating or a review on your favorite podcast app. Oh, it helps if more listeners find this. It helps. Oh, gosh. Everybody just like and subscribe, okay?
Like and subscribe, guys.
We love you guys. And those of you listening, thank you for being here. And Amy, just sign us off.
Thanks for rewinding with us. Toodaloo.